Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing I've consistently maintained on this platform, that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happen for the sake of it. Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o, a close ally of Raila Odinga, today accused William Ruto of returning Kenya to Nyayo era. Why would Professor Anyang Nyong'o do that? I want to take you back to some weeks ago during the burial of the late George Oduor. There is a statement which Raila Odinga said there, which passed most people. But I thought at that time that Raila Odinga was actually targeting William Ruto with that statement, and William Ruto was seated right in front of him.
Lakini ugatuzi ilikuwa muhimu zaidi. But devolution is not working, but devolution is still not working properly. If devolution were allowed to work properly, you will see the fruits of devolution. Go to Germany and see how a devolved system works. Very, very efficient indeed. You know, we did not, for example, devolve education. But in most of devolved systems, education is devolved up to secondary school. The reason why we did not devolve devolution was because of NAT. NAT walipinga wakasema ati NAT itakufa kama education is devolved. Tutamobilize walimu kupinga hii katiba. That's why we did not devolve education. So with the World Bank, we worked together and created these agencies. But that was under a unitary system of government. With a devolved government, there's no need for Kura and Kera. Kura and Kera should be under the counties. It does not make any sense that somebody is sitting in Nairobi and has got roads in Mombasa town. Somebody is sitting in Nairobi and has got roads in Kisumu which cannot be touched by the government. Within Nairobi town itself, city itself, so many roads there are not under Nairobi county government. They're under national government. That's why it's so inefficient. It's so inefficient. Let us devolve funds to the counties. And as I was told the MPs, and I disagree. CDF, national government, give that CDF national government, but to the counties, not the MPs. Fuel levy. Members of Parliament, Your Excellency, have no business constructing roads. The role of a member of Parliament is clearly stated. Representation, legislation, and oversight. How do you oversight when you yourself are actually implementing? Those funds should go to the counties. And if the governors mess up with those things, then we deal with the governors themselves. But they don't tie the hands of governors. And then MPs go and say, mimi ndio nimejenga barabara hii, pindi nimejenga barabara hii, nimejenga shule hii, nimejenga hospitali hii, governor hajafanya chochote. Because the governor has not been given the money. Give the money to the governors. Let devolution work properly.
We all know that William Ruto led the No Brigades to oppose the new constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, before Raila Odinga spoke, Junet Mohammed also spoke about the same thing. Which means because Junet Mohammed is a close ally of Raila Odinga, before heading to speak, probably they met and agreed on what they were going to talk about, the issue of devolution. So when I read Professor Anyang Nyong'o's statements today, I was not really shocked. But in this video, I want to reveal to you guys why Anyang Nyong'o used those harsh words towards the president. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two Click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in and straight to the statement by Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o. This is what Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o posted. Office of the Governor allow governors to manage devolution. This is in reference to the ongoing spat between the county governments and the national governments over the management of roads funds. Raila Odinga actually spoke about road funds, and it was very, very clear that there is no way someone sitting in Nairobi can understand the need of a road, say for example in my village there. And that's the truth. It proceeds here. The Kenya Urban Roads Authority, KURA, and the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, needs not exist if national government is prepared to fully implement devolution. Now, what Anyang Nyong'o is talking about is the exact thing Raila Odinga told Kenyans on that particular day. Let us agree that devolution is a very good thing. But the governors have made devolution to be a very bad thing. In fact, if you have to ask Kenyans between MPs and governors, they'll tell you that MPs with their little CDF, they can show for project. But the governors, the other day I was just reading, was it a spat between the Grand Mullah, Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, and the Garissa governor. I think the Garissa governor had gone to some Middle East countries there to look for money. And the Grand Mullah was telling him, you don't need to do that. You have funds going to those counties. Manage those funds first. The truth is, the county governments have actually failed to manage funds available to them, and because of that, Kenyans hate devolution. But devolution is actually the best thing. The best thing. Now, let's proceed. Anyang Nyong'o is proceeding here. The counties manage health effectively and efficiently. The national government cannot even manage Kenyatta National Hospital, one of the very few health entities in their hands. You see, that's another question. If you have to ask Kenyans what their thoughts about counties and healthcare is all about, they'll tell you that not much, yeah, but Nyong'o is giving an example here that national government is managing Kenyatta, one of the few, but they can't even manage it. But counties, yeah, is proceeding here. The truth is that the Ruto regime has decided to go back to pre-devolution times of Nyayo era. The 2010 constitution is a hindrance to its primitive accumulation schemes, which will affect not only devolution, but the very ethos of building a national democratic and developmental state. The Council of Governors and all progressive forces in our republic need to be aware of the fact and resist it by all means necessary. The achievements of the second liberation must not be destroyed by this regime. That's to hush. To hush. The truth is, William Ruto opposed devolution. And just yesterday, if you listened to William Ruto very closely, it was like the MPs should give him those funds for roads to manage. In fact, the main reason why healthcare is facing problems is because of what Anyang Nyong'o is talking about here. Accumulation. Some counties were forced to procure some equipments which they don't even need. And even if they needed them, they don't even have personnel to manage. So counties spend billions and billions of taxpayers' money on equipment they actually don't need. Because someone in the national level, before Ruto, for example, that was before Ruto, saw an opportunity for tenders. But let us not get into that for now. I want us to focus on the statement by Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o. Before I get into that statement, allow me to also give a huge shout out to our today's sponsor, Carotex Computers. If you're looking for a reliable and quality computers and accessories, then Carotex Computers is the place to go. They offer both brand new and refurbished laptops, desktops, tablets, and a variety of computer accessories. They are located at Nairobi Bazaar Plaza along Moi Avenue, Meza 9, first floor, room number 7, unit 3. They also deliver nationwide, which means you can conveniently place your order through their website, which you are seeing on your screen there. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest question is, will broad-based government survive? Because I've seen the response from Aaron Cheriot, the majority leader at the Senate, a close ally of President William Ruto. This is what Aaron Cheriot has posted. It's quite hard being William Samuel Arap Ruto. ODM members, just like all their other colleagues in the National Assembly, are instant on retaining RMLF. Senate has stood with Council of Governors on this matter to the best of its ability, albeit with minimum success. Then out of blues, in a classical pietism, the deputy party leader of ODM and governor of Kisumu, Senator Anyang Nyong'o, emerges blaming the president. Very poor blackmail attempt. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Anyang Nyong'o issued that statement? Because we know, just like Cheruiyot pointed out here, is the deputy party leader for the party. Why would he issue that kind of a hard-hitting statement? He probably could have discussed it with Raila Odinga. I'm 100% sure that before Nyong'o issued this statement, he had a sit-down with Raila Amolo Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, my take are as follows. Number one, I'm seeing ODM party strategy to exit the broad-based government. This is purely an exit strategy. They know and understand that William Ruto hates devolution. They also know and understand that there's no way William Ruto will devolve more funds to counties, because William Ruto would want to manage everything. Remember, SHA is the biggest scandal in this government. William Ruto wants to manage it. Then we have KEMSA, which procures drugs. They want to manage it. Roads. So if you were to take Kera and Kora and give to governors, plus those amount of money, which credit would the president take? The highways? How do they expect William Ruto to go to Baringo during the campaigns and just declare hii barabara nitatengeneza if they're under default government? So I tend to think that ODM is weighing options and are coming up with an exit strategy. Number two, they also want to provoke William Ruto's allies to react. One thing I know for sure is that William Ruto is very desperate for ODM support. And because of that, he'll try so hard to restrain his allies from responding or attacking Raila Odinga, because they really need that support. But Nyong'o's statement is too provocative. And that's why Aaron Cheriot has responded. I'm 100% sure that Cherargei is also just about to respond. Number three, ODM party, in my view, wants to make this a campaign issue, the issue of devolution. And Raila Odinga made it very clear. And why would they want to make it a campaign issue? Probably to win the support of the governors. And why is the support of governors significant? Number one, governors have resources. They might want more resources to their counties. Number two, governors interact with the people almost on a daily basis. If you're a governor of Baringo, probably in a week you are in Baringo. What about MP in Nairobi? What about Senator in Nairobi? So the people who interact easily with the locals are governors. So you can easily design your campaigns around them. The only problem is that most of the governors have become very unpopular because Kenyans don't really see, Kenyans don't feel the evolution. And lastly, maybe all these are strategies to divert something from Kenyans. I'm still figuring out what is it that the political class are now trying to divert Kenyans away from. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.